say, diameter. Hey little pup, how are you, pup? They haven't been producing a lot of fruit, just like 2 peaches so far. This is a Nosmet's Feijoa. That's going on 8 foot. You can see the trunk. There's multiple trunks that are about 1 inch. Get out of there. Get out of there, little pup. Get those leaves off you. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get those leaves off you. Get those leaves off you. This is an envy apple seedling. It's kind of tilted over. It's not in a good spot. It's literally like at a 45-degree angle there. Right next to the Page Mandarin seedling here. Page Mandarin seedling. If you never had a Page, you definitely need to try one. Get out of there, pup. You're gonna get all dirty. You better get out of there. Get out. What are you doing? Come on. Get out of there. Come on. Get out of there. Guys, City International, welcome to our family food forest here. We're on a food adventure, but at home. 450 varieties of fruiting trees here on 1/3 of an acre, and we still have grass and we still have a pool. Taking a little tour. 450 varieties last time I counted. Some have died though. There's got to be a couple less now. All right, here we go. Okay, we got a homegrown Fuyu persimmon. It's February. It's early February. Hey guys, we're here with the black sapotes, the Wilsons, the oblongs, the Bernaters from Lara Farms. So check them out. We'll see if they're good. Test the bricks on these puppies. Shout out to Lara Farms.
Distribute the mango seed like an orangutan.
14 bricks on the Bernaker, but still chocolatey and sweet. Big fan of the variety. Homegrown Fuyu persimmon has the bricks here. The last one was at about 28. 21. 22 bricks. Brazilian Miko melon. Okay, we're gonna do a tour. A little pup down there. She's still here. She's still here protecting this place. But our fruit gets stolen by the rats, squirrels, and whatever else. So Wixen apple, nothing much to see yet on that. It has been producing Wixen apples though, high bricks Wixen apples. This is a, was it 6 foot Anna apple from a cutting, from a 4-inch cutting. This is seedling pomegranate. So Anna apple, I'm gonna start taking more cuttings of it because it's a pretty good apple. It's an okay apple, but it does fruit here in Florida. It's a Mayhaw, Chinese Mayhaw, that is kind of dormant right now. This is the golden russet apple. Golden russet, and it produces a lot of apples here in Florida. 10B, Pinellas County. We got 2 olives, Arbequina and Lechino. See the, there's a 1.5 inch trunk thickness, let's say, diameter. Hey little pup, how are you, pup? How are you, little pup? It's a NAMWAH. I'm gonna actually, this is not a good spot for it right here. It doesn't get a lot of water, and it's not our happiest NAMWAH. So I have a Bambino Feijoa. Bambino Feijoa. It's a fig. There's another fig there. Which one's this? Let's see. That's the purple. That one's, it's not doing anything, so it doesn't matter at this point, but I just trimmed the figs here just a little bit to try to get some new fruiting wood. Pruned them up. They like to fruit on new wood. It's another Bambino Feijoa. Brazilian dwarf, Pisang Ceylon banana, Pisang Ceylon banana. It's a ponytail palm. It's about 30 years old. And I just went through like a Cat 5 hurricane or whatever it was, Cat 4. Cranberry hibiscus. And I thought I didn't have any pigeon pea left, but there you go. That's a pigeon pea that popped out. That's pretty cool. I actually didn't mind the pigeon peas. It's pretty good. They're pretty good little pigeon peas. 2 peaches back there. It's the Florida King and the Florida Prince. They haven't been producing a lot of fruit, just like 2 peaches so far. There's a Nosmet's Feijoa. That's going on 8 foot. You can see the trunk. There's multiple trunks that are about 1 inch. Get out of there. Get out of there, little pup. Get those leaves off you. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get those leaves off you. Get those leaves off you. This is an envy apple seedling. It's kind of tilted over. It's not in a good spot. It's literally like at a 45-degree angle there. Right next to the Page Mandarin seedling here. Page Mandarin seedling. If you never had a page, you definitely need to try one. That's a little LACATAN tissue culture right there. Get out of there, pup. You're gonna get all dirty. You better get out of there. Get out. What are you doing? Come on. Get out of there. Come on. Get out of there. So we have KOKOPO, the Patupi banana. So the original tissue culture died and a bunch of pups came up. It's a fig right there. It's the, I forget what the name is, de Bordeaux or something like that. Violette de Bordeaux or something. I think it's a French type, let's say. This is a, that's the pink trunk Popo Ulu banana. And that is the other Honduran banana. I can't think of the name right now. So banana from Honduras is Goldfinger. It's not a sweetheart, it's a Goldfinger. Pink trunk Popo Ulu. We have a variegated Katuk. And we have a goji berry back there, but it's really nothing crazy. It's like a 2-foot little goji berry. 2-foot goji berry that's been hidden by Katuk that's overgrowing. I don't recommend that variegated Katuk. But that's all you can get. It's not bad. But it's not very, like a very tasty leaf for me, but it's not gonna beat spinach or kale. That's a seedling of a white sapote. You can see right there. It's about 8 or 9 feet tall, but now it's bending over. It's leaning over. LSU tiger fig, growing good. You can see about how thick it is. That's about it's an inch or something like that. There's another seedling Feijoa back there that's not doing too well. It's not too happy. I don't think it gets a lot of resources back there. It's kind of like dying back. But it is a seedling. It might not have good genetics. It's a dwarf NAMWAH. Very happy dwarf NAMWAH type of a banana here. And so, planning on cutting back some of the leaves so that the peach can get some actual sun. I'm gonna take this one out too and transplant it. That's a seedling Feijoa doing real well. It's about 6 foot. It's up on the height of the 6-foot fence, and it did flower. It's already flowered, and this one fruited. This Feijoa fruited right here. Had 2 fruit, and I don't know where they are. They fell off. This was like 6 months ago. I don't know if animals took them or if they just fell and some rat found them or something. This is strawberry verte fig. It hasn't been fruiting for us here. This one fruited a little bit. The improved Celeste was fruiting real good the first year. But I guess you need to rejuvenatively prune these things. If you prune them, then the new wood will fruit. And I haven't been doing that. But they're growing okay. They're not too bad. It's a Eureka lemon. It's flowering there. You can see it back in the back there. A Manila tamarind back there. Guamuchil. There's like 2 guamuchil seedlings back there along the fence they're in a real tough spot, so they're not growing too much. They're a couple years old already. They're doing better and better every year. So yeah, you got to dig out a really good hole for your trees. That's one tip. Dig a huge hole that's real soft. It's like when they're basically like stuck in a very tough situation. Their roots can't push out. This is a falsa plant, sherbet berry. I cut it back big time because it was growing huge. All the plants that you don't want to grow big grow huge, and then the ones you do, they take a while. But the sherbet berry is not bad. You can eat it out of hand, not a lot of meat on it. It makes a nice, it's a nice flavor. It'll make a good jelly or something like that. Smith fig that got eaten by rabbits. For some reason, it's never grown well for us here, the Smith fig. It's a vigorous variety. People say it's a vigorous variety. But here in Zone 10B, Pinellas County, in that spot, it didn't grow that well. But the lemon is pushing out new growth. It's a Eureka lemon. And this is pushing out new growth too. It's Oro Blanco grapefruit that I really hate, so I got to take this thing out probably. Can't stand the bitterness in Oro Blanco. The bitterness is horrible. Oh, this is Seijo, and that's Nikita's gift persimmon there. That's a grape. I think that's the Thompson's green seedless grape right there. We got a bunch on it this year, but it was stolen by animals. This is the Chinese jujube. This is the Li. It's growing real nice. I moved it a few times. It did fruit. So far, I haven't been impressed with the Chinese jujubes, but I can't wait. I gotta wait to make a decision on them. Dwarf ever-bearing mulberry. It's coming out and fruiting and flowering right now. Pushing out new growth. So you can see a lot of them there. There's gonna be this is one of the best tasting mulberries, and this tree stays relatively small compared to other mulberries. And if you fertilize it, the mulberries start tasting real nice. Just like with any fruit, if you fertilize it, it'll start tasting a lot better. I think that's a Subel, white sapote. It did just flower, but I don't want it to hold fruit, it's too small. That fig right there is a Col de Dame Grise. That fig right there is a Cadota. And that's a Hardy Chicago fig. You can see right here, Hardy Chicago. All of them are about like 6 foot. I just cut that one back, the Cadota. But none of them are producing a lot of figs. This is a Eureka type lemon seedling. You see more mulberries there. Eureka type lemon seedling. Finally pushing out some new growth. It had some dieback up here on the top, but it is pushing out some new growth. Hasn't flowered yet, but this lemon wants to stay short at like 6 foot. It's the Gulf Beauty. The pup over there, that's her walking around. If you hear something, it's that pup. She loves just walking around and looking for rabbits and rats back here. Gulf Beauty Plum. It's been fruiting like crazy here. It's got all sorts of blooms all over it. You can see the whole tree's covered. I mean, there's probably 200 flowers, maybe. I don't know. Can't even count them. There's so many. It's a real pretty tree when it's blooming. So far, the plums haven't been very, they didn't have a lot of flavor. And they all got stolen, too. It's another white sapote. I needed to move that anyways. The graft died. I got it as a 1 gallon. I went out of town and the rootstock took over. Graft died, and now it's just going to be rootstock. But it was supposed to be, I think it was McDill or Reineke. I forgot which one it was. This is maybe Subel, I think. Maybe that's not, I don't know which one of those is Subel. One of them's like maybe McDill. It's the Anna apple. This is the Anna apple. It's 10 feet tall. Blooming at the top. See if I can see the blooms coming out up there. It's a delicious muscadine grape from the University of Florida. So far, it hasn't been my favorite muscadine. A little pineapple patch there, and a little pineapple patch over here. We've got quite a lot of pineapples now, and now they're starting to pup. And those pups will fruit in a year compared to the ones from the store. They don't take 2 years. I'm removing these large grasses here, that's why it's down. Taking those out. They just get too big. That species gets way too big. I like those oysters though, if you just want something like in the ground. They don't get too crazy. There's more pineapples there, all from the store. That's a Seacrest mango, triple sec. Pretty vigorous species. It's growing nice. I don't know if it's gonna fruit, but I don't care if it does this year. We can wait until next year. I'd rather have it grow. Hard to see it because it's dormant. It's a gummy berry. I think it's Carmine variety, gummy berry. It hasn't fruited yet though. I don't know if it's ever going to fruit here. I don't know if it gets enough chill. But that's that variegated pineapple. It hasn't fruited yet. It's probably pretty close though. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is a San Diego Gold sugarcane. I don't have a sugarcane juicer though. I need to get one of those. I'm going to get one of those coming up. One of those $200 nice ones. Press it. Because according to Simon on the Tropical Fruit Forum, this is the best variety, so I snagged this one. Well, only 1 out of the 5 cuttings lived, but I was able to at least get that, so hopefully I can keep it going. This is some red sugar cane, some of that black red sugar cane. A Pickering mango. Finally started to grow. It was kind of trapped in there was some like linoleum flooring buried in the ground there, and the roots couldn't grow, and I found it and I dug it out and now it's growing. Looking good. Probably wouldn't let it fruit this year though. Still a little too small. Only 1-inch trunk. That's the Dolga crab apple. It's from Russia. I don't know if it's very happy here, but it supposedly is low chill. but it hasn't really done much. I think that's actually rootstock coming up. I'm not sure. This thing is still going red mambin. It fell over in the hurricane. It got totally pushed over, had no roots attached. I put it back in the ground. I buried it about 16 inches down, and it's still alive. I just scratched it yesterday. So no suckers came up from the roots. So my only hope for having a tree was this living, and so far it's alive, so that's good. Threw a Mexican sunflower there, just for my parents like privacy. This is actually their house. I'm gonna plant out my property very soon when I actually get moved in. They make a nice sunflower though. That's the Ruby Crisp Muscadine, Ruby Crisp. And it's doing all right. I was gonna get more muscadines. There's about 20 varieties I'm interested in, but I don't have the space here, but I'm gonna get them at my next place. I'll let you know how they are when I try them. This is Kaimito, purple Kaimito seedling. It's doing all right. A bunch of lemon seedlings here. Oh, that's a sugar apple seedling from my friend. Just a normal green sugar apple. I don't like them too much. They're not bad, but not the best. I think there's like 4 or 5 lemon seedlings there. That one's getting pretty big. That was like 7 foot now. The lychee is about to bloom here. Sweetheart lychee. That's a long end. There's a long end down there. This is the Alachua muscadine on that side, which is my favorite so far. I think it has the best flavor. Very powerful, fruity flavor, mixed fruits. Has acid and has sweetness. It's a Beverly mango right there. Beverly. I don't like longan that much, so it's not a big deal that I have this little baby air layer longan right there that now it's growing, but it looks like it's probably gonna fruit now. I can see some fruiting buds there. This is a, what is that, blueberry grape. It's still alive, but it's not producing any blueberry grapes. This is it's an Oro Blanco seedling. Right next to it's a Lara Farms Redlands White Sapote. I didn't plant it in a super good hole at first, and it kind of it didn't grow much, and now I loosened up everything because there's some huge royal palms here, and the roots are real invasive, and so if you want to plant, you got to dig a good hole with like an axe and like soften it all up. So now I did that, and now maybe it'll grow. I did it with this though, and this one's growing better. This is a seedling white sapote from California. I didn't like it that much, but I'll take the free tree. It had a weird off flavor to the seedling, but it had a lot of nice characteristics of the fruit. 22 brix. When ripe, a little fruit, but not too little. Big enough, let's say. Big enough. It's a coconut cream mango there. Coconut cream. Shout out to the Zills for what they've been doing with the mango breeding. It's awesome what the Zills have been doing with the mango breeding. The coconut cream flowers. This is a Southern Home grape. I don't like the Southern Home grape too much as a grape. It didn't taste too good. It doesn't taste bad, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'd go with something else. There's a lot of cool muscadines out there that have real high brix and good flavor. That's another Oro Blanco seedling taken off. I'm not doing much to them. This is a black sapote grafted one that's over here. I forgot which variety this is. Let's see. It's Black Beauty. It's a black beauty. And I have like over there Reineke and Berniker, and I think maybe one other one, forget. This is a Gold Rush apple. Gold Rush apple is from a breeding program, a university breeding program, and amongst the apple channels, like it's one of people's favorite, the Gold Rush. It's got the powerful sugar, powerful acid, good flavor. That's a Southern King. Southern King from Just Fruits and Exotics. It's a hybrid pear. Hybrid Asian pear and European pear. Hasn't fruited yet though here, so I don't know if it's happy here. I wouldn't recommend it yet for this area, for 10B Pinellas County. Okay, Turk's Cap hibiscus, and you see the dead looking trees are Persian mulberry and Black Beauty mulberry. These are beauty berries. They don't need, no purple berries right now, sorry. Not season right now, I don't think, in winter, but they are charging like $70 for them, just like mangoes now, so they'll become a delicacy soon. I haven't tried the jelly yet, but that's what I'm going to try if the birds don't steal them. This is a seedling mango. It's 3 years old. It's coming back. We didn't water it for a couple days in a pot, almost died, and now it's coming back with that new growth. And these are just a couple of bananas. One is that's a Cardaba right there. You can see the Cardaba. That's the original tissue culture one that like never grew or something, and other pups came up and grew normal size, but that one never did, and it finally made that weird little flower. It's a decent little sized Cardaba, but like the real rack's like 20 times bigger. Those are just little cutting mulberries you see here and there of some of my favorite varieties. It's the Tropic Sweet apple from Florida. There is a little apple on it, but it hasn't been making like a lot of apples for some reason so far. So, and it's supposed to be pretty happy in Florida, so that's weird. This is the Hawaii apple. That's real big. The Hawaii. But yeah, those tissue culture bananas, they were supposed to be other varieties, a lot of them. They were supposed to be like Gros Michel and all this, and they weren't. Like all of them were the same. And they messed up, like almost every single one was not the right variety. I would say like at least 50% of them were not the right variety. That's a Venus mango right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's like 6 foot Venus mango. The rabbits are they'll try to chew on your loquat. This is a seedling loquat. Look what they did to the base of it. The rabbits or rats kind of chewed it all up. It's still alive, but maybe it'll fruit really quick because it got girdled by the rats. They did the same thing to this one. This one's doing well, but it got nailed. I don't know if you can see that. I moved the Ponderosa lemon back here because it was right on the trail and people were going to get stabbed by the thorns. So it's got 2 trunks that are 1 inch, and it used to be like 8 foot. Cut it back. It hasn't fruited again since the transplant, but it looks like it's going to live. So maybe next year I'm going to have to give it some attention, give it some fertilizer for sure. It died back in the cold weather a little bit. There's a seedling passion fruit. I call it daytime fireworks because it's yellow and has purple specks all over it. And it tastes pretty normal, like a normal passion fruit. Brix are about 18 to 19 when it's good, maybe 14 when they're a little bit lower. Nice passion fruity flavor. And there used to be a grenadilla in there, but I don't know if it died because the rabbits ate the base of it. This is a orange lemon hybrid. the Meyer lemon that's about to fruit. This will be a good crop right here. It's fruited. It's always flowered, but this is more than normal. That's nice. They're all over the place. I don't know if you can see all of them on the different ones there. Oh man, oh yeah. There used to be other passion fruits in there. I don't know where they went. They were the giant Brazilian. I still have seeds of that for that, so I'll have to try those. And I have a bunch of seedling passion fruit coming up over there of this variety here, daytime fireworks. Arkansas black apple was here and it died. This is a Fuji apple, doing pretty good. It's about 8 foot. It's a King David. This is King David apple, and this is a Liberty apple. You can see how big that is. It was wobbling around there. It's about 9 foot. It's an Cox's orange pippin apple. They're all growing real well and producing flowers and fruit, but just not, big crops yet. They're still getting established. It's the cac mango there. Orange sherbet mango. Yep, it's flowering. Putting on some new growth. There's croton. We've got a couple established crotons, they're real nice. Yeah, it's the cac, it's flowering. It's a Mineola honeybell citrus. It hasn't been doing too good so far. It's a Mineola honeybell. It doesn't look bad, but it hasn't been producing a lot, and it's not growing a lot. I think it's on, I think this one's on dwarfing rootstock right here. So I guess that might be why. And this is a Dancy tangerine. It's fruiting and flowering there. This is the Page citrus. Dancy's one of the best. It's Page. It's my favorite orange flavored citrus, the Page. It's one of the sweetest of all of the, let's say, orangey type of hybrid citrus. Tangerine, mandarin. This is the most it's flowered for sure. It had a little dieback on one of the branches, and I always get, confused by that, why it's happening. But I think it's kind of common with citrus. They'll kind of do that a little bit here and there if they're not perfectly happy, and they're not perfectly happy here. I've seen happy citrus, and it's not. Those aren't happy citrus. You've got to fertilize citrus. This is a lemon zest. It's a 6 foot. It's getting on 6 foot lemon zest. And the trunk's about a little over an inch thick, so that's nice. This is supposedly a black Suriname cherry seedling. We're finally going to see it fruit here. There's first flowers. All the other seedlings I bought, they didn't turn out to be black. So I've still never found a black, like an actual real black good tasting one. All of them I've tried, I don't like at all. I don't like the fruit at all. That is a hybrid cherry moya. Right here, the hybrid cherry moya. It is now 6 foot. It's a couple years old, but it's not growing too well. I probably didn't dig the best hole for it. The Vintake a hole tissue culture banana. Some of them do so bad. Those are a bunch of dwarf everbearing mulberries there. Cotton candy mango. I lost a bunch of smaller mangoes for some reason. Some disease or something they got just ripped through, and within a week a bunch of them died. It's also bad genetics too. Seedling die off. It's pretty common. When you buy all these mangoes, you don't know if the rootstock's good or not. It's unproven rootstock of the seedling. This is OKRUNG right here. This is a 6-7 foot OKRUNG mango. OKRUNG had like the highest brix at one point of any mango. So I heard about that, but then I tried it. It tastes like key lime. So I was like, oh, it's great. It's like the key lime mango. And some other people say that too. So some people taste it as key lime, which is pretty cool. This is a Sanguinelli blood orange. It is flowering there. This is the most it has flowered. It's got flowers all over it. Hope the wind doesn't get into the camera too much. Yeah, it's got, I mean, just 100 flowers. And it wasn't looking too, a lot of these citrus weren't looking too good, but now it's, you know, they're flowering. So I have put a little fertilizer on them seasonally to try to help them out, but that's the strawberry guava. And there's a there's another citrus over there. I'll show you in a second. This is a Ketembia. This is a 9-foot Ketembia. Multiple trunks that are at least over an inch. And it does have one fruit on it right now. So this is at least a little bit self-fertile Ketembia. I bought it from Puerto Rico. From it's called like Tropical Plantain. They're on like eBay or something. Monstera deliciosa, chilling over here. It's finally starting to get a little. It's really established now, but it's not going up the tree. There's this monster Schefflera blocking a lot of stuff. And then this thing got pushed over in the hurricane. I don't know if you can see that. Got pushed over in the hurricane. It's a big old hibiscus, pink hibiscus. So I'll have to go through here like this. It's a tamarind. I don't know if you can see. It's a tamarind seedling. So that will be fruiting soon, I'm sure. And autumn olive. It's like a, I think it's a red ruby autumn olive or something like that. Ruby is the name of the variety. I like autumn olives, very tasty. This is a black sapote seedling. It is growing, but it doesn't get a lot of anything back here. And that's an ice cream bean seedling. They both get nothing, but they're hanging in there. And there's a wapia plant back there. I don't know if you can see it in the corner. It's one of those spiked pineapple things. Wapia, it's like a pineapple that shoots out. It's like a pineapple plant that's real spiked that shoots out a crazy fruit that doesn't look anything like a pineapple. It's like a cluster of things. It almost looks like something that come out of a palm tree. Well, the Shinseki and the Hosui Asian pears. We just got all the pears taken off. They were fruiting right now and had over golf ball sized pears all over them. It was like 2 weeks ago, early February, and they got all taken by the rats and stuff. Squirrels. There's a big squirrel. See those big beautiful oaks back there? Some of the last big oaks in Pinellas County. Lots of squirrels live in them. I'm not sure if these are key lime or the mandarin quat seedlings. I think these might be mandarin quat seedlings. I really like the mandarin quat. Those bananas are just a mix of Brazilian dwarf, Cardaba, praying hands, and again from this nursery that mislabels everything, so it's probably not that. And the burro. That's a burro and a Brazilian dwarf banana. Bunch of mango seedlings all over the place from different boxes that I've gotten from some of the nice farms, and some of my own ones from the grocery store and stuff. This is Carrie starfruit. Got all the leaves ripped off in the hurricane. Coming back now, about a 9-footer. Fwang tongue right next to it. And there's a seedling down there. A little seedling starfruit. On sour orange rootstock. Yeah, it's an Owari Satsuma. The Owari Satsuma. It's one of the best mandarins, the Owari Satsuma. It's not done anything yet as far as fruiting. It's still getting established, real small. yeah, a lot of stuff's too close, but a lot of it will get moved pretty soon. Achachairu, 6 foot achachairu. There, got pushed over by the hurricane. Here's a blueberry cutting. We had a cutting back there I didn't show you that grew into a pretty big plant. There, that's blueberry. They're fruiting. Cuban royal palms there, got beat up by the hurricane. Got to root prune those if you want to plant near them. Same thing with this solitaire. Nice solitaire palm. Some mandalo seedlings, citrus cocktail seedlings. Got the Berniker black sapote there. The Reineke. Heard the Reinekes are real good. These are apple seedlings. These are 4 hidden rose apple seedlings. Pink flesh apple. Some of them are getting to 6 foot now. I planted them I didn't dig a good hole for them, so they're not growing like crazy. Plus they don't get a lot of sun here a lot of the year, so kind of messed that up. But they're still alive, and there's a mole that's going up and down there, so, or a vole. So hopefully they'll be all right there in the fruit, so we can see what type of fruit they're going to produce in Florida from the hidden rose pink flesh apple. Crazy genetics there. That's a Diplomatico mango seedling. This is a banana. It hasn't fruited for us really. It's that tall, NAMWAH, and these tissue cultures just, they grow weird. They don't thicken up and they don't fruit well, and no matter how many times they pup, they're just horrible. So we're gonna get rid of those eventually, but we're just using them now because I'm gonna transplant them somewhere else. Barbados cherry. The Joey avocado. The Joey avocado. It did produce one Joey avocado the other year, and I didn't cover it up, and a squirrel took it. You got to protect them because they're real tasty. They have, like, you can eat the skin and everything. It's one of those dark, small ones, almost like the size of an egg, which I like. I don't need an avocado to be too big usually. I just need like a personal chunk of it. Another apple seedling. This is either Granny Smith or Envy apple seedling here. It's in a tough spot right next to the pool. Who knows if like chlorine from the pool leaks out on it and stuff, I don't know. This is a joy apple, and it is flowering right now. I just saw some flowers on it. It's a tasty little apple. It has a little bit of a pink blush to it. Kind of a, I guess, a greenish apple with a pink blush. There's a bunch of passion fruit seedlings in there. Some various citrus seedlings I have all over. I don't even know what they are, half of them, and we'll find out when they fruit, so it's not a big deal. There's another loquat seedling there. This is a golden Dorset apple, and it's not growing here. It's right. I didn't dig a good hole for it, but it's doing okay. It hasn't fruited a lot. It's a moringa. It's in a pot right next to the mango. I could see utilizing a little bit of leaves from these things in here and there, but none of them are tasting real good, let's say. My neighbors over there, neighbors, they're trying to sell their house. This is the Glen mango. I don't know if you can see those flowers there. The Joy Apple Flowers. Yeah, it's flowered okay here, and it's the apple's real nice. Like, I'd grow these apples instead of people growing these jujubes and stuff. Yeah, grow a jujube, but why would you grow a jujube if you can grow an apple that has like 20 times better flavor? Those jujubes are okay, but they don't have much flavor to them. They don't have the fruity flavor that apples have. Apple's one of the great fruits of the world. This is a Glen mango. Fruiting real hard. It got pushed over by the hurricane. Now half of it's hanging over the neighbor's side. You can see all the pollinators. Flies are all over it. I don't want to scare them away, but see if we can see that fly on there. That he's pollinating with the flies. So yeah, Glen mango. Beautiful day here in Pinellas County, Florida. That's another seedling, 3-year-old. Look how thick that one is compared to the other ones I'll show you. That one's 3 inches across. The other ones are only 1 inch across. So the other ones, they're the same age. They're dwarfs. This one isn't. They almost died because we didn't water them in a pot for a couple days. They're coming back now. That's why they're looking a little weird. You see all the dead leaves. And so we saved them. These are Lakeland limequat seedlings. There's a whole pot of them. There's 2 or 3 in there that are getting real big now. I expect them to flower pretty soon. There's a Fuji persimmon, real nice. We've been getting like 28 bricks, 30 bricks on these persimmons. Even the ones that are like 22 are good, but just like a bag of honey. It's like a bag of jelly. Has a nice fruity flavor, and you can eat them crispy too, but I like to wait till they turn into jelly to make them into a smoothie. It's a Malika mango. It's one of my favorite mangoes. It tastes like, if you open it like a day early, it tastes a lot like citrus, like a tangerine. It's another dwarf NAMWAH. Not in a good spot. It doesn't get a lot of water, so the bunch is pretty small. This is a transplanted one, so that's a small bunch. It doesn't have much of a root system. I planted some sugarcane over here too, and it's not doing anything. It's so dry. Like, it just sat there, which is weird. The pup hates those. She'll bark at these little kids. They are kind of creepy, these little kids. Seville sour orange seedlings. They're actually like 3 years old, and some of them are, they just want to get out of that pot. They're like 4 years old, maybe, something like that. But this one's fruiting, flowering for the first time. Seville sour orange seedling. This is the first citrus seedling I think that I've fruited right here. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. I like sour oranges a lot, so I'm okay with it just sour. That's fine with me. It's a seedling mango there next to a 3-prong. Looks like it came out almost the same seed. Polyembryonic rosy gold mango. I got to get that into the ground soon, but this one we watered because it got water from the sprinklers. The other 2 over there, they're coming back now. They almost died. Almost 4 of them, big ones, almost died. So you got to watch plants that are in a pot. They're not easy. Yeah, you always got to watch those. These are a bunch of different figs. Celeste fig there. Hardy Chicago. Bell's Black. I don't even know what that is. Another fig, obviously, but Black Mission. It's a Kenny Stell seedling. A Mame seedling from Lara Farms. We got the Pace. We got the Magana and the Key West. So we got the seedlings from them now. Those are cuttings from, I think, Plum. And they're still trying to root after months. I think they're going to make it. I don't know if you can see the green on that one right there. Very weird. These are finger lime cuttings. And one of them actually, I thought was rooting. Can't find it now. Mame seedling. Pace Key West or Magana, not sure which. That's the one, that little one has rooted. The ones that rooted the best from the finger lime were the tips, like the 4-inch, the last 4-inch skinniest part and tip when they're pushing out. I don't know if those are gonna last, but it's another cutting of these mulberries. They fruit like crazy. Seedling loquat here. I think it's from the Champagne, which is a real good variety, so it's going to be fruiting soon. You can see how big the trunk is. You got to protect the trunks of these from the rabbits. That's going to fruit soon. Got some fig cuttings. It's like 5 or 6 varieties of fig there. There's some dragon fruit in it. That's the Ecuadorian yellow dragon fruit. Not sure if you can see them, but they ain't too happy there. We've never really given them much attention, but they're still alive, and they're from seed. That's 3 loquats there. 3 loquat seedlings together. Sabra Jaboticaba. That one's not super duper happy right there. This one's doing a little bit better now. That's the most growth I've ever seen it push out at once. It's another Sabra Jaboticaba. That's looking good. That's positive there. Sometimes they look, the Jaboticabas can look weird when they're not happy. Brazilian dwarf banana. We're using this one near the house because it's a much healthier banana. The banana plant looks nicer always, and the cluster stays out of your head range, because people were like hitting their head on the clusters when they was walking by in the trail and stuff. And they're real big. So another Cardaba. It was supposed to be Gros Michel, but it's Cardaba banana. Let's say it's a Cardaba banana. You know it's Cardaba because it's like about 12 to 14 feet instead of like 20 feet for the Saba. The Saba and Cardaba are real close, but got a bunch of mulberry cuttings coming up, fig cuttings, a lemon seedling, like a limequat seedling, a lime seedling that the rabbits nailed super bad right there. I don't know if you can see that, how bad that got hit. They destroyed that. That's a dwarf ever-bearing mulberry. I need to move that eventually. This is it's a pomegranate, but I forget what the name of it was. It's supposed to be the best. Parfianka. It's the little Parfianka. It's like, what is it, 4 foot now? It's a kumquat, NAIN kumquat. Not a big fan of it. Okay, that's a dwarf ambarella June plum. Not a huge fan of the fruit. It died back from the cold, I guess. It just came in. Huh. I don't know. It's very sensitive. I had a breadfruit nut tree died from a cold or drought or something, and a wax jambu that died of drought. These are a bunch of seedlings. Sorry about that pool pump. These are a bunch of seedlings of the African mangosteen. Like about 20 of them. A bunch of Guinnep seedlings from Lara Farms. Those seedlings are from Miami Fruit, those African mangosteens. Not a huge fan of this kumquat. It's one of the white pithy flesh kumquats instead of the normal like orange citrus flesh. And I just don't like the white pithy flesh. Weird. These are Brazilian dwarf bananas, and this is Illinois ever-bearing mulberry. Real big mulberry, not huge, but I guess 35 by 35 foot. Very good taste. It tastes like cherries or something. It was insane how good that thing was. That's the best mulberry I've ever eaten, but the other one I like is dwarf everbearing. The rest of the mulberries, they don't taste that great. So I can block the wind here. Lakeland limequat flowering. There's no sun over here. You can see a little Lakeland limequat there. There's no sun. This is probably the most that it's flowered since it's been in the ground. Since it's been in the ground, it just worked on, I guess, roots a couple years before it really wanted to fruit again. It fruited big like when we got it from the nursery. There's the Centennial. This is one of my favorite kumquats. It's pretty big. Good size. They can get bigger than that, but good size, and it has normal flesh on the inside. It tastes like a powerful orange with a lot of acid. It's a real nice looking ornamental too. Dwarf NAMWAH banana. Oh, that's the sweet tart mango. Nice size sweet tart we got from Truly Tropical. A lot of the other trees were real small that we got from them, little scrawny things, but like I said, some of them just died. Like a lot of them just died off from various different places. None of my seedlings died, but all the grafted ones, the rootstock is what died, not the graft or anything. And so it's not something the nursery could know. They're just cranking out seedlings, and not all seeds are supposed to live. Seedling die-offs fit 5 to 20% in a lot of species. So yeah, you got the Parfianka pomegranate, and you have that real big pomegranate right here. It's like 10 foot tall. Angel Red, another soft seed. Parfianka is soft seed, and so is Angel Red. Soft seed type of pomegranate, which is cool. Those hard seeds are annoying. And there's another pomegranate over here. It's leaning backwards because of the hurricane. That's EVERSWEET pomegranate. It's like a pink pomegranate, seedless or soft seed, let's say. And then this is another pomegranate. This is wonderful. And none of them have, a couple have given like one flower, but none of them have even like tried to fruit. They're getting pretty big. I mean, that one right there has like 4 or 5 good sized prongs coming out that are like almost an inch. And then that has like 2 that are like over an inch on the Angel Red. So I don't know if they don't, I don't know why. I don't know if they need, I don't think they need more chill hours. Pomegranate, but maybe certain ones do. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. There's African mangosteen and embe over there. I planted some in the ground. Fairchild mango. It's a Fairchild mango that we got from Truly Tropical, looking real good. It's a Gary mango from Truly Tropical here. Fruiting. Can't wait to try the Gary mango. Shout out to the Truly Tropical and the Zill clans. These guys are all breeding new flavors of fruit for us to enjoy, which is awesome. Which is what I'm trying to do too. These guys are chefs cooking it up. It's another Page Mandarin seedling. And these are where I put all of these Suriname cherries that I don't really like them that much. But I said, hey, why get rid of them? One of them's like a little bit darker, and then the other ones are a little bit more red. None of them are good. And I got a few more seedlings. And none of them are like, they all have that gasoline-y type flavor or whatever. This is a Valencia orange. This is a Valencia, I think. It's fruiting, flowering better than it typically does. It's over here in a lot of shade. We put some figs here of various varieties, and they're not growing too much, but there was a Pakistan mulberry there that had like a 6-inch diameter. I took it out. It wasn't making a lot of fruit. And like say this mulberry is in even more shade, and it's making a lot more fruit. And that's a different species. I think that's the Thai dwarf or the world's best. So they produce a lot more. And just that Pakistan, it was getting huge and it wasn't producing. so I had to go. I took it out. I was actually trying to transplant it and it just died, and I never got it to like root any cuttings. I tried for a long time. They're hard to root from cuttings in my experience, but if you guys have luck with it, let me know how. I even tried to air layer. It didn't even want to air layer. I'm sure other people will do it better. I'm not the best air layer in the world. And these are all seedling lime quats. Or excuse me, seedling finger limes that I got from this. These are from, I think, California. This guy that said they were from all colors. So I don't know. I hope they don't all turn out green, because they're supposed to be from like pink and all sorts of stuff. But they're in a tough spot there. They finally started to take off recently. And that's a very like dry, tough spot usually. Premier loquat here. Over 100-year-old loquat from one of this guy who liked to breed a lot of varieties. Another pineapple patch. It's another lemon seedling. A couple of mulberries in the back. And there's an M4 mango right there, flowering. It's like, it's too shady over here, but we just ran out of room. It's a tiny little thing. That's how big the 3 gallons were that I got, so I was like, ugh, those are tiny. But hey, sometimes they'll take off pretty quick. This is our finger lime, green finger lime. And it finally is flowering and fruiting. There's the first one to come out, but it looks like they're about to come out all over the plant. There's another one right there. And there's a bunch right there that are about to come out. You just can't see it yet. They're way too small. And that citrus right there that you see is the Sugar Bell from the University of Florida. It is, I didn't trim it or prune it after I picked the fruit, which I was thinking of doing, and the tree just started to push out all of this growth in all directions without any pruning. It's filling up all of the gaps in between all of the branches now. And so yeah, it's gonna have a lot of blooms for next year. We just picked the crop in like, the end of January and beginning of February. Real good. The bricks were low. The bricks were at like 8 or 9, so they weren't the best, but it's kind of resistant. It's an easy to grow citrus. I'd recommend it. Here's a pink flower blueberry. Don't know what the variety is. That's a white flower blueberry. You can see the bees are going to town on the pollen. Seedling lemon in a tough spot here. I need to cut back this. It's not in the best hole. It's kind of, bound by the compaction that's happening over here from this plant and from the pine. It's a honey kiss mango. Looking good, decent sized one. I got that from that Tampa tropical nursery, I think. They have some real big mangoes there for cheap sometimes. Shout out to them, they're awesome. Yeah, this is a little blueberry. Another pineapple patch. This is an apple seedling. I think it's a snapdragon apple seedling, but I don't know if I dug out the best hole for it because it's been slow to grow. That's another lemon seedling. That's a pistachio. Trying to go pretty quickly here because the last one I did was like 2 hours and I was given a lot of detail and it's just too long. That's a pistachio. We had a couple of them, but they didn't do too well where I planted them. And most of them just kind of died back. But I think you could probably grow them here, I just don't know. I think there's a problem ripening up the pistachio nuts That's a pink lady apple right here. About 8 foot. So you can see these trees back here. I mean, it's one of the last patches of like real forest in Pinellas County that's in like neighborhoods. It's pretty amazing. But they're cutting down more and more of those big trees. So there's no trees left. This is a lemon meringue. It's pushing out like a mixed bloom or something. It's a cacao tree, the yellow cacao there. And then right behind it is a jackfruit seedling. And that's a lemon seedling. On the other side of the fence is a seedling of a passion fruit. I think it's a purple passion fruit seedling that I found. Because we used to have a purple passion fruit. I cut it back to the ground and it died. So I wish I didn't do that because it was a really good, it's a key lime. It's stuck in that spot. I didn't dig a big enough hole. It's not going to grow. You got to dig a good hole when you plant stuff. There's a calamondin. So yeah, we have a little mix of dappled light over here. Pitomba. It's a Pitanga tuba from Flying Fox Fruits. And that's a Pitanga tuba seedling. This one fruited. Well, there's two there actually. This one did fruit, or they both fruited, and it's pretty good. There's no resinous or latexiness, so that was nice. Other pineapple patch, and then there's a bunch of seedlings inside there. There's like lychee, mango, avocado. That's a Cardaba banana. It's like a 12, 14 foot Cardaba. Brazilian dwarf over here. There's some mango and avocado seedlings. It's the Brazilian dwarf. And we have a red Cuban DACA type banana there. I don't like it much, and it has a long cycle. It has a 2-year cycle to fruit, so it's just, that's too long. The azaleas are blooming right now, so it's nice. This is that yellow lemon guava with that little, it's not a real guava, it's like the other type of guava. Real good. I transplanted it, so it's been growing slow. There's a bunch of figs over here, but they're not figging out. And they've stopped kind of growing, which is weird. That's a lemonade lemon seedling. It's like 14 foot. Lemonade lemon seedling. It's a couple years old now, so it's about to fruit, I'm sure. You can see that's about an inch. A little bit more than an inch at the bottom, so it's getting there. So that's why I was happy about the other one fruiting, because the other ones are taking a while. So these are 2 plums that are next to each other right here. 3 plums, actually. This is a seedling plum cot. That's a seedling plum cot that I grew from a Publix seed. It's like a red flesh plum cot. There's a beauty berry right next to it. We're going to get some beauty berries next year. This is a Flavor King plum. Flavor King. Suriname cherry seedling. Feijoa seedling from One Green World. Shout out to One Green World. A lot of their stuff might not combine well with Florida, but the feijoas are okay. They sell stuff for the Pacific Northwest. This is a Newtown Pippin apple. We need to protect that if we want to keep it. I got that thing protecting the other apple. I want to taste what this apple tastes like. We got a bunch up there too. People probably don't like the shape of my apple trees, but we can't grow them out into the trails here. They got to grow straight up, so we'll figure it out.